It's the FooRcast with me, Gavin Ford.
And me, Double T.
Aki can't be with us today. He will be missed.
And he will be back.
But to make up for it, we're drinking some new tonic, which is going to make us focus, and it's got caffeine in it. Productivity drink. So this is potentially going to be the best podcast of all time.
It may never end as well.
May never end. You feel more focused, O-Dog?
I'm already locked in.
O-Dog's locked in. The new tonic is kicking right off. So with this, we're going to look back at this year. Going to look back at this year as artists, as labels, and also look at other artists. You know, and let's have a slight look forward to next year as well, O-Dog. What's been your personal highlights of the year, O-Dog?
Personal highlights of the year. I feel that events are slowly getting back to a place they feel like they used to.
What's the best events you've been to this year? Because you've been busy, haven't you, O-Dog? You've been out and about.
I've been about. I had a great time at D&B All-Stars Festival in London in September. I had a great time at Zero and Window Kid in Southampton at Engine Rooms. But I had the best time at Make Salisbury Rave Again.
Okay, good, nice plug.
Yeah, an event that I put on this year, a couple of weeks ago, which went down very well.
So that's your top 3 events, is it?
Got to be, yeah.
Good, it's a good top 3.
What about yourself and gigs you've played?
Gigs we played this year that are our favourites. We did Transmit Festival in Scotland. I enjoyed that. We've never done that one before. I feel like I can't remember what we've done. Reading Festival we did for the first time. That was good. We've had a lovely time this year, but we haven't done a huge amount of gigs because our focus has been so predominantly on the labels. But those were 2 that stood out. I really enjoyed those. Oh, and we did Reading was when we played before Fish Octagon, and then you were there, but you couldn't get into the tent.
I was there watching the carnage on the outside as people were.
And then people were so desperate to get in to see maybe us. Yeah. No, it wasn't us. It was Fish Octagon. They were so desperate to see Fish Octagon that they had to stop people piling in. They had to stop it, the set.
People literally lifted up the security barrier that people were queuing in to try and force their ways in.
Yeah, and it was like the crowd response to him was crazy. So it was a good thing to see.
Who eats dry cereal?
But we spoke to in the break where he had to come off. We spoke to him backstage. He's a really nice guy. And it's good to see someone who just loves music getting that success. You mentioned Engine Rooms there. He played Engine Rooms as well. That was a good gig. There were some good gigs at Engine Rooms. And what's that other place? Suburbia in Southampton?
They had 4 AM crew recently, which looked like it went off.
Yeah, looks like it's sold out. So shout out Engine Rooms and Suburbia in Southampton, keeping the scene alive. And we're looking to do some sort of boiler room-esque. We got some spaces next year to do some real small shows, invite only and stuff. So that's going to be exciting next year. So looking forward to that. I think for our year releases, like we've worked with some amazing people this year that we've wanted to work with for a long time, like Screwfizzer. We've been trying to work with probably since 2017, I think, 2016, we've been trying to get hold of him. Like, we're actually messaging him on Twitter, and then we found out that it wasn't actually him we're messaging on Twitter. His Twitter got hacked. So for 3 or 4 of those years, we were speaking to someone who was pretending to be him. But it's good to be him. He is amazing, like, legendary artist, and that tune did really well with Ashton as well, who's also had a great year. If you haven't checked Ashton out yet, check him out. Check out Get Out with Ashton, and then go listen to his other tunes. He's a 15-year-old producer from Southampton, incredibly talented. We've been working with him since he was 11. So he's been here. Queen Mills, we got to work with this year. We've wanted to work with her for ages. She's amazing.
She was great. When she came down to film the music video, that was one of my first times watching a music video be put together, and I was so impressed with how she like turned it on as soon as the cameras were on. Yeah, she's a star. She's like so good, so talented. She's someone who really deserves to be, much bigger. But she is amazing. And her voice works so well on dance music as well as. Yeah, she's really sick. And the music video for that's really good. Check out the music video for that. It's one of the best music videos we've ever done. Shout out Jacob as always. Yeah. And Emma Cannon returned. She did stuff with loads of people on the label. Yeah, myself as well. Yourself as well. Yeah, she's amazing. And Wavy Soph come back, and we did Oh No, which is the biggest of the year. The biggest release of the year. Just hit 1 million streams. And also we got to do the local remix. We've wanted to work with local for years. And in conjunction with that, you hit new records with Nights of Our Lives. Nights of Our Lives over 15 million now. And at one point, even though it come out a year and a half before, it was doing like almost 500,000 streams a week at one point. It's incredible because obviously it's been our dream, as well as to be artists ourselves. Our dream has always been to help artists, and Wavy Soph is someone who we saw a clip of performing live and was like, this girl's amazing, let's get her in the studio. And based off a clip of her live, not looking at numbers or anything, just like, this person's good, let's work with them, which gets lost a bit in music now, because now it's like,
oh, you need this many monthly listeners or this many people on this and that to work with each other. Like,
I've definitely been guilty of that as well, looking for vocalists and going straight to their Spotify to see their
exactly.
numbers.
We just didn't even look. Got her in the studio, and she's amazing singer, amazing writer. And it's amazing to see the response to these records. Like, and it, you know, and it's, you say, it restores our faith in just like, this person's good, let's make a song with them. Because as you say, you do get caught up in the business and the numbers of it. So that's good. And then that brings us up to date, doesn't it? That's our,
yeah, pretty much.
That's our four wise. What we did. Oh, we did a record with Tyrone and Doctor and Platinum Breaks on Relentless, which is like I thought an amazing record. Doctor's incredible. Really, really love that record. It's
really catchy record as well. It's one of those ones that you were playing it a lot in your sets before it was even out, and people were able to sing along with it.
Yeah. That was like
within the time that you played it.
Maybe at that Scotland gig we were talking about earlier, I think people was that it might have been done that weekend.
I've got a video from when we did the Club Classics Festival, which is another great thing we did this year.
Yeah.
Of you guys on stage with Artful Dodger performing that in Southampton.
Yeah, we did our own festival. I completely forgot we did our own festival this year, and I don't think I'll ever do that again. It's mental, the amount of fair play to everyone who puts on festivals out there. Like, you are heroes. Like, they're so important for the, and like, you forget, like, there's so many different things going on, from the food vendors to drinks to security, customers, artists. There's
people
so
give out flyers. There's
so much going on. There's so much to think about. If you do that full time or for a living, and you've been doing it for years, fair play to you, because what a ball ache that was.
As someone who goes to festivals all the time as well, you just take those sites for granted. There's always the same sort of food vans and toilets and things like that. But
if you think about how much there is to keep it big and how many people there is to keep happy, like, people who do festivals are absolute godsends. Fair play to every single one of you. So yeah, that is I completely forgot about that. Good memory, O-Dog.
Should we talk about the labels?
Best year for the labels, the best growth with the labels. We've done shows at Ministry with both of them, where we're Garage Shed and Yosh Bass, which are really, really good. We got much more bigger plans for our events next year. It'll be our busiest year for live events next year.
I think one thing you can pick up from the Garage Shed event as well, that since I've been working with you guys, is the first time we've kind of found new artists through doing an event with competition. Which YRS won. Now we've got plans to work with them closely next year as well. The
competition for DJs was really, really successful, and it's it's the community's growing and the labels are growing.
We've got 50 entries to that, and that just shows how far we can now reach with this label, Garage Shed specifically. And we didn't want those to go to waste, so those competition mixes for those who didn't win are still going up on our radio show every week. And the
radio show's doing record numbers. Our SoundCloud network of all the labels is over 100,000 followers. Our Spotify playlists are over 100,000 followers. So everything's built really, really well. So the live pictures build really well. Oh, we did our first festival stage this year. God, my memory is terrible.
New World Festival.
We did New World Festival, which was amazing. We hosted our own stage on the Sunday with us, Banquet, Selector, Artful Dodger. It shows like the growth. That was a great day. Really, really enjoyed that. That festival will be back next year, and I'm sure we'll be back in one way or another. So yeah, sorry, so much goes on, and my memory's so bad. But yeah, that was another great for the label. So yeah, it's been an amazing year for the label, and I think next year with Garage Shed, we're going to focus more on, across all the labels, on developing artists more. So obviously we do pride ourselves on being a label that discovers artists and brings artists through, like we talked about earlier with Wavy Sove, not based on numbers, not just on talent. It's also, we do that with producers. But now we're working actually with people who are a bit more raw and getting them to a level, rather than going, oh, you're not good enough, come back. We're now tutoring and giving people classes and master classes to help their production, because obviously we did it with Ashton, who's, say, with Levin when we first started working with him, and the results are brilliant. So now we're doing that with more artists. We got our ones to watch this year.
Yep. That's always a big part of our calendar, because it helps fill that first part of the year with who we're really going to work closely with. And obviously, before we've had people like Jackham, Banquet, Ashton, obviously, been a big part of that.
Yeah.
It's always exciting getting this new roster of names up and thinking who's going to be the next one to blow. Hopefully all of them.
And I think this year's our best ever. We've got a guy called Lockers, amazing producer. Girl called Jessie Loki from Australia.
She's got like an events company out there or something as well.
She does events out there. She's a big DJ out there. And also we got Oatcat from Australia as well, who's a drum and bass producer called Lebowski, but he's making garage under Oatcat and he's amazing. And the last one from Scotland, Hi Robbie.
Hi Robbie's great. He's released with us once this year.
He's released once with us before, but he's
released it so well. We enjoyed working with him enough that we went back and said, let's do something. And his
music's good. His music's really, really good. Like the stuff he has got lined up, like
they've all got great. All their playlists of unreleased music gets us fired up for next year.
Yeah, no, incredible. It's incredible. Like, so yeah, I think that's our best ever pool of ones to watch, I think. Yeah, most excited about, when say every year it gets bigger.
Should we finish by talking about some of our favourite releases and artists of the year?
Yeah, I think obviously we're so label focused that, you know, my favourite artists are always going to be the label ones because I'm biased. So, as I say, Wavy Soph, Ashton, Sky Hive's first year from ones to watch. I think he's been excellent. Tengu and Aislinn.
Aislinn's been a great find this year.
Yeah, he was a new one this year. His music's excellent and people really taken to him quickly. And again, one we've worked with to help develop him behind the scenes and and
to his credit, he's helped us as well with some of his knowledge of things like playlists. And
he's great at his production is excellent. His songs are excellent but he's gone from, because he only started this year. He's 40,000 monthly listeners in less than a year.
Over 300,000 streams.
Yeah, incredible. So they've been some of my my standouts. I'm sure I'm forgetting. It's
completely fair what you say though, because working with these artists on our label for a prolonged period of time, they make you fans of their music just because.
Well, yeah, if we're not fans of them as a record label, we're probably failing, aren't we? So I think, I'm really, really happy with, I think Ashton is one of the amazing year for Ashton. Ashton's one of the best garage artists this year. Really exciting first year for Sky High. I'm looking forward to seeing where he goes. And there's loads of others on the label. I think it's the best music we've released all year.
Yeah, exciting stuff, especially going into next year, getting all these plans together. I obviously go to more events as an enjoyer of the music, whatever, in a different sense to the label, so I get to listen to it with a different sort of hat on.
Yeah,
I think some of the music that's come out this year are going to be sort of mainstays in DJ sets to come, and some of the songs that I've heard most out of and enjoyed most. The Sammy Virgie remix of Counting.
Yep,
it was huge when I heard it unreleased. It's still huge now. It goes off all the time. You could argue that with anything by Virgie. But a personal favourite is Joe Hunt, Up to No Good as well. I think I heard that first played by Girls Don't Sink, and then I just kept hearing it more and more, and it always stood out to me.
Yeah, it's great. A great record. Love Joe Hunt as well.
If I can speak on Aki's behalf, I know a track that he loved was Original Dom by YUQT.
Yeah,
you've ended up playing that quite a bit in your sets.
Yeah,
as well.
We played that. That was a good one.
I also play that in my sets. Hard to forget because so many good tracks have come out and projects this year, but Badger These Words was this year.
Oh shit!
It got the official release.
Yeah.
And that is
fair play to him. Yeah,
to a whole nother level.
Yeah,
that's it in terms of the tracks that stand out to me in the.
I like the Days, the Notion remix that's just come out. I think that record is awesome. I haven't played it out yet, but it looks like one of those records that's going to be played out for a long time. It's a amazing record.
We had his whole album come out this year.
Yeah, amazing album.
So many great tracks on that. I think Notion's one of those people that he's always ahead of the curve when it comes to making a new sound.
Yeah, it's true. He's always, every couple of years he'll make a record that makes you go, oh wow, I wish I made that. And he's been doing that since I think about 2017, I think.
Why didn't I think of that? Notion's already done it.
Yeah, amazing. So it's great. It's great to see him do well, and it's growing and growing and growing. So he really deserves to be there.
I've got to shout out my fellow Canterbury-based producer, MPH.
Oh yeah,
who as well has just been unbelievable this year. He had an album as well, Refraction, I think it was called. So many hits. He also had released with Night Bass, things like 160. I think that was one of the top selling garage releases of the year this year.
Another great year. So they're probably two of the best albums of this year, aren't they?
They've got to be up there.
Anything else
for garage, or I can talk about other things. I think bassline and dubstep have had a bit of a renaissance year, but I think bassline's come back in a big way. One of the main people for that is got to be my favourite guy, Zero.
Yeah, good year for Zero.
It. Watch the Skank with Temper T.
Amazing record.
Probably my favourite dance record of the year.
Amazing record, yeah.
Sweet Lies as well, which is one that he's had on his SoundCloud, but he's officially officially released it this year. That one always goes off. So many tracks like that. Dubstep's come back in a way this year as well. Probably my favourite person in dubstep at the minute is Claybrook.
Oh yeah.
Real loud stuff.
Yeah. You like that?
I like the loud stuff.
Yeah.
And that translates to the stuff I like in drum and bass as well. But there's been loads of stuff. Same thing what I said about Garage, that there's been a lot of tracks that I think are going to become mainstays of people's sets.
Yeah.
Tracks like the AMC remix of Machete by Sota has been in every single DJ set at some point this year. Tracks like Run by Mosey, Rum to Ibiza, the JB remix of that with that Socks thing, that was everywhere. Backbone, obviously. Yeah. Went to Warehouse Project for the D&B All-Stars thing last weekend, and every DJ we saw played Backbone.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy, because it went number one, didn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like, usually when records go that, well, it used to be when a record went to like high in the charts, people would stop playing it in the underground rave. So it's good to see that there's a crossover. Like, it's not like, oh, this record's commercial, let's stop playing it. It's good that this record's good, let's keep playing it. I suppose Badadan was big in the charts. I suppose it's just a different time for music, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, and I think the thing with drum and bass as well, people like the challenge of let me play a big record like that, but catch you out with a double drop a switch or something like that. But in terms of my favourite drum and bass release of the year, I'd give it Sub Focus KTB, Push the Tempo.
Yeah, it's a good record.
All the people we saw at Warehouse Project, Sub Focus was my favourite. I think he's one of those people that he's one of the best, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'd see him 100 times over. I don't think I'd get bored of him.
Yeah, no, easily one of the best producers, and one we've always tried to sound like. But of course he put one of our tunes in his playlist. So yeah, that was a big achievement for us. But yeah, no, it's good to see Katie B back as well. She's an amazing vocalist, so it's good to see her back active. I liked Kings of the Rollers. Here Comes the Warrior. Like, I think that was a great record. I enjoyed that. I think there's a Catching Cairo one I liked as well. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, no, it's a great year for music. Great year all round. And looking forward to next year. I think next year will be even better.
Definitely.
So yeah, check out our ones to watch, which will be starting to come out in January. And we've got best of albums, best of Yosh Bass, best of Garage Shared. You can listen to them to see your thing. Check out the artists we've mentioned. Do you feel more focused, O-Dog? It's a new tonic.
Yeah.
I thought you were very focused. I thought that was probably your best podcasting.
Probably my best performance so far, best of the season.
So he's ended on a high, fueled by new tonic. So make sure you drink that if you want to do better podcasts and be more focused, like O-Dog. And yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe and like, and tell us what tunes we missed and what artists we missed and who to look out for next year. Wallop.